Hi, this is Yaro Stark and thank you so much for watching this video. Today I have a topic that, while simple, is actually quite important, especially if you're a new blogger just beginning the process of marketing your blog and trying to grow traffic. So the subject is blog comments. Now before you walk off, and you probably think you've heard everything you need to know about commenting on blogs as a marketing technique, I think you really should pay attention to what I have to say, because this is something that I've spent a lot of time looking at, especially during the early days of my own blogging, and even now today as an owner of a blog that gets a lot of comments. Blog commenting is a technique that a lot of people recommend as a great way to grow traffic to your blog. The idea is that you leave a comment on another person's blog, and then a link is associated with your comment which people can follow back to your blog. That sometimes can benefit your search engine rankings, depending whether that particular blog has the no-follow tag applied to comments or not. If it doesn't, then there's some search ranking juice passed on as well to your blog. So what's the idea behind leaving comments as a marketing technique? Well, most people go about this really wrong, and I don't want you to be one of these people. The way to leave a good blog comment is to think about why you're doing it in the first place. And secondarily, to consider how you can emotionally engage the two people you're trying to tap into when you leave a comment on a blog. So first, let me explain obviously what emotional engagement is. You probably know what this means already, but basically we're talking about creating a real connection, a hook, and some sort of compelling idea or argument or content that actually has an emotional component. If you go to a lot of blogs on the internet and they have lots of comments, or particularly if you read certain blog posts that seem to get the most comments and the most really strong comments, it's because of the emotional involvement in that topic or that subject. As a good example, a few months ago I wrote a blog post on outsourcing and whether outsourcing is exploitation. Now that particular blog post went on to get over 250 comments. But it wasn't the fact that there were so many comments left on the blog, it was the depth and the amount of emotion that all the people who left comments were putting into their comments. So really in that case, the level of the commenting was much higher than any other blog post I had written before, mainly because that issue is clearly a hot topic. Now, the point to take away from that example is you want to have that level of emotion when you leave comments on other people's blog. To go back to what I said about the two groups of people you're trying to tap into, they really are very basically, one, the author of the blog, and two, the other people who will read your comments. So it's the audience and the author. Now you might be wondering which person or group of people there is the most important. It's tough really to say, but I honestly believe that the most important person to impress with your comments is the author of the blog. So my technique back when I first grew my blog using comments on other blogs were to target up to 3 blogs in my niche and go there every time that person would write a new blog post and leave an in-depth comment if I could. Obviously I can't comment on every subject because I don't know about every subject. But the idea was to create some sort of emotional engagement, so talk about something with passion, to really provide a lot of information and hopefully some new ideas that augments what the author already wrote. And the idea there is not just to write 1 or 2 sentences either. It's 2 or 3 paragraphs worth of content and really engage in their ideas. See, this will get the attention of the author of the blog, which can lead to amazing things. If you get attention of a blog owner, they may start reading your blog. If they start reading your blog, they may actually link to one of your blog posts. Even if they don't do that, if they start at least acknowledging your comment and they associate your name, then if you email them and perhaps ask to submit a guest article, they're going to be much more receptive to actually saying yes to that because they know how much you've already contributed to their blog as a valuable leaver of comments. On the other side of the fence, the audience that you're trying to tap into, again, if you're leaving emotionally powerful, content-rich comments when you leave comments on their blog, then the audience at that blog will look at your comments and see how superior they are compared to all the other comments left there. You're demonstrating your knowledge, your passion for the subject, and it's much more likely that they'll then click the link and go back to your blog, especially if they see comments on that person's blog again and again of that level of quality. What you don't want to do is leave the type of comment that I get every day, which really frustrates me, and to be honest, I delete most of them. It's the type of comment that really doesn't add anything to the conversation. It may be polite and say something like, Thank you for writing such a great article. I really learned a lot from it. You should write more like this. But that's not really saying anything. It's polite, yes. It may be actually from a spammer. I'm not sure, depending on what the actual text is that they put in with their name. If it says something like SEO services and they write a comment like that, then I'm pretty sure that they're just to promote their SEO services and not really add to the conversation. Obviously, it's annoying that there's that many comments like this being received on so many blogs around the internet, but it is a great opportunity for you to stand out from the crowd by leaving high quality comments. And it really only takes one comment on one article, and if you do that every day, you will start to stand out and really demonstrate your value, and that can lead to amazing things. All right, I hope you got something out of that. There's a very simple tip there, but it's a very powerful one. And it's something you should apply across the board, not just in your commenting, but anything you do when it comes to creating content. If you go above the standard, you will stand out and you will become a leader in your field. If you want more information regarding how to market your blog, and in particular how to get the attention of other bloggers by using comments, there is a lesson inside my Blog Mastermind coaching program that covers this subject in more depth. You can grab more information about the coaching program at blogmastermind.com/coaching, and I'll put the URL obviously on the screen for you. That's it from me. My name is Yaro Starak. If you want to grab more videos like this, you can check out my yaro.tv address where you can see my YouTube videos, or of course you can head to my blog, Entrepreneur's Journey, and read all my articles and check out all my content and programs. Thanks again for watching this video, and I'll catch you very soon on another video.